Good evening to all of you, dear aspirants. So it's 7:30 p.m. Uh, uh, and let us start our class today, the evening session of our institute, that is Top Achiever Jasidi, Top Achiever Jasidi. Myself, S.K. Tiwari, IAS retired. So uh, let me answer the question being raised by Haji. So, first of all, I would like to read the question being asked by Haji. So, please concentrate. Sir, what is free trade agreement? So, this question relates to international relations, or you may say Indian economy or economical geography. So, what is a free trade agreement? If there is no cost incurred by customs department of the country. Now there is contradiction, customs department. So customs department has nothing to do with free trade. Okay, so where the goods are exported, like India, to SAARC countries or ASEAN countries, okay, ASEAN countries, or there is any cost incurred. Now, if there will be no cost incurred, then who give payments to the people who are indulged in this EXIM business? EXIM means export import business. So the question is wide open, and here is the answer. First of all, you should know that what is free trade. So FTA, Free Trade Agreement, in the abbreviated form of free trade agreement is FTA. Dear aspirants, trade is of great importance to most nations in the modern world. You all know that trade without barriers, that is known as free trade. If the trade is without barriers, that is free trade. And you should know that this free trade, what I mean to say, trade without barriers is promoted by institutions like World Trade Organization, WTO. In this background, as an emerging superpower, our country, India's, free trade agreements deserve special attention. But here, the question being raised by Esprihaji has very little scope, very little scope. Okay, if you will go through her question, the question being raised by her, we find that if there is no cost incurred by customs department of the country where the goods are exported, like India, SAARC countries, there is any cost incurred. So then who give payment to the people who indulge in EXIM business? It's quite easy. Okay. So the very profit or the amount being collected through such trade, that is the amount, that is the source of payments to the people who are engaged in EXIM business. This is the plain answer. This is the very simple answer, and Esprit Haji, you should know it. But there are other things which you should know, and this is very important, very important with respect to the not only prelims examination, but with respect to the men's examination. Dear aspirants, you should know that a free trade agreement is an agreement between countries to reduce or eliminate barriers to trade. Trade barriers include tariff barriers like taxes and non-tariff barriers like regulatory laws. So you may say trade barriers, okay, and tariff barriers. Like, what are these trade barriers and tariff barriers? These are like taxes. You may say taxes, and these barriers are not there. So this is very important, and we also consider in this perspective. Now, a free trade agreement or FTA is an agreement between two or more countries where the countries agree on certain obligations that affect trade in goods and services and protections for investors and intellectual property rights, among other topics. Now here the question being raised by Isprihaji is very, very simple. And what is that question? That question relates to the payment. Okay, modus operandi of payment. So modus operandi is of payment is very, very simple, because whatsoever, okay, whatsoever will be profited, collected through that very trade, then that will become the source of payment, okay, to the people who are engaged in EXIM business, export import business. So this is the answer to the question being raised by Esprihaji. I am hopeful that she has understood, and really she has understood. So it's very nice, and everybody has understood. I believe as such. Now, dear aspirants, let us move to the MCQ. Okay, yesterday we started new MCQ, and we had taken 10 questions. 10 questions. Now this is question number 11. I'm going to read it. Which of the following statement is are correct with respect to with reference to fungi? Fungi. So we have three statements. Fungi absorb soluble organic matter from dead substances. So you have to examine whether this statement is correct or not. Now the second statement, yeast, molds and mushroom are example of fungi. So is it correct? Now the third statement, they are used as biological pesticides to control weeds, plant diseases and insect pests. So this way, these are the three statements with respect to the fungi. So select the correct answer using the code given below. And here are four options: A, 1, 2 only, B, 2 only, C, 1, 3 only, D, 1, 2, 3 only. Dear aspirants, you have to answer. You have to answer this question, and you have to find out the correct statement, whether it is A, 1, 2, B, 2 only, C, 1, 3 only, and D, 1, 2, 3 only. So according to me, all the statements are correct. Why do I say like this? Because fungi absorb soluble organic matter from dead substrates. This is correct. This is correct statement. Now, as far as the second statement is concerned, its yeasts, molds, and mushrooms are example of fungi. You all know that these are the examples of fungi. Now, the third statement, they are used as biological pesticides to control weeds, plants, diseases, and insect pests. Yes, this is also the correct statement. So, dear aspirants, all the statements in this MCQ are correct. So our answer should be D, 1, 2, 3. Now here comes the MCQ, question number 2 of the day. Colony collapse disorder in a phenomenon commonly observed in A, ants, B, corals, C, bees, and D, termites. What is the meaning of termites? Deemag. It is Deemag. Your chatting is not coming in my laptop. So please write whether you are listening to me, whether you are seeing me. Okay, am I visible and audible to all of you? So if not, please let me know. So if you are listening me, then you should tell me. So colony collapse disorder is a phenomenon. कॉलोनी कोलैप्स का जो स्थिति है, प्रक्रिया है, वो किसमें होती है? You have to find out किसमें होती है. Colony collapse disorder is a phenomenon commonly observed in ants, corals, bees, and termites. So you have to find out the right answer with respect to this this very question. Now here is the answer. The answer is bees. B-E-E-S. Madhumakhi. Colony collapse disorder is a phenomenon commonly observed in bees. So colony collapse disorder, CCD, is the phenomenon that occurs when the majority of worker bees in a colony disappear and leave behind a queen. रानी मधुमक्खी को छोड़कर सभी लोग निकल पड़ते हैं. निकल जाते हैं. Plenty of food. What for? They leave plenty of food and few nurse bees to care for the remaining immature bees and the queues. Hence, this option B is the right option. Dear aspirants, the next question is, consider the following statements, and we have two statements in this MCQ. Ownership of minor minerals located in a state falls under the ambit of the concerned state government. So this question is very, very important. Ownership of minor minerals. So mines and minerals. Okay. In brief, I should say that the very modus operandi of asking questions in prelims examination by UPSC is to cover almost all government departments. So you should be well conversant with most of the most important departments of the government and their important circulars, their most important activities, the recently launched schemes, okay, and you should know such type of things. So this question relates to the department of the Ministry of Mines and Minerals. Now the first statement, ownership of minor minerals located in a state falls under the ambit of concerned state government. Dear aspirants, since the chat is not coming, may I switch over to my uh, my computer, so that you should also send your comments. So please give me only 5 minutes, and then I am connecting on my desktop. Okay, and then after we will be, yes, enjoying our class today. So temporarily it's bye from me, and I am